against Vincent Keimer. It's the pawn endgame. So over to that matchup we go. You could see a number of pawns already traded off. Let's walk it back real quick, David, because it is following one of the lines that you already showed us. But let's go through it one step at a time.
Yeah, we saw the pawn break. Vincent talked about this one in the confessional. Unless he was going crazy, he thought he was winning on the spot. Exclam proves that he was correct. The king dropped back. The king needed to act as the guardian for the pawns. A check. And rather than step back with the king, we saw passive king would allow the black counterpart in. He decided here, Sindarov, to take the pawn. A capture, and now the only decision for Vincent, very pleasant choice, is whether to push the A-pawn, promote on a dark square, and it's further away, so I think that's going to be the choice. Probably taking here as well, equally strong. But yeah, this one, either way, it feels like whichever pawn he decides to push, he's going to win this endgame.
Yeah, both great options for him, both winning options. Pawn to A3, though, substantially stronger.
Substantially more natural, I would say, as well. It's kind of the first thing you learn about knights is that they struggled against the A and the H pawns because they could only stop them from one side of the board. So the further away, the better.
Doing his due diligence, though, right? Even when he knows that he's in a winning position, he's got plenty of time on the clock to just make sure there's nothing missed, nothing given back.
Yeah, and just to follow through this line, we showed it earlier, but the white knight is the only one now that can stop the pawn. And when it finally gets to this square, the black king will just move, and the bishop will come next to help the pawn promote. Sindarov's going to try some kind of gamble on the other side with his pawns, but it's too slow. The black king is easily within touching distance, and it can even run back. This is going to be game over within a few moves if he is accurate, Vincent Keimer. And he will be, surely.
A twiddle of the piece, a somewhat resigned-looking Sindarov on the other side, usually a little bit more active in his seat.
And what's been awesome to watch in the tiebreakers between, in this matchup has been just simply, not the tiebreakers, but in this matchup has been just Vincent Keimer getting his kind of positions, right? In these end games, just keeping everything under check. Sindarov, who loves those tactics, who loves the middle game, who likes that chaos, was just never granted any of that. So Vincent doing Vincent things. And I think his principled approach in standard chess, the way he plays that, his strategic understanding of where the pieces belong, is a big USP of his when it comes to freestyle. And he's shown that in this fight for third.
He showed it once again by finding that best move. A3 was the push.
He does.
Knight jumps over. The bishop's already in position to protect the promotion square.
He's going to slide it one step forward, keep everything under check and controlled. And nothing's going to stop the A-pawn from moving forward. Bishop C3 resigns?
Yeah. Yeah, hard to make an argument for not resigning at this point. Maybe the white king can try walking forward and push some pawns, but it's hopeless. You're playing without a knight already, without even having the chance to sacrifice it for this pawn yet. Yeah, I think this might be the clincher. The bishop in. There's two threats, so I guess you could also defend the bishop and pawn with your king. But yeah, all roads leading to victory. At this point, he's going to move his bishop. There we go.
All right. There's a stab in the dark here by Sindarov, throwing his d-pawn forward to allow his king a square to come in. But the a-pawn is one step closer to promotion and trading itself off for that knight.
And I think he can just go for it. You know, White's king isn't going anywhere too far. Black's king is beautifully placed to defend any infiltrations, and eventually the bishop will reroute itself and start targeting the pawns on the right flank of the board, specifically that F-pawn. That'll have to be guarded if White's king moves too far across on the left side.
Yeah, and the problem is, if it's king and bishop versus king with all the pawns, black can just wait at some point, and the white king's always going to have to give way, always going to have to lose moves. And as long as black keeps his b4 pawn alive, protected by its bishop, then he's got a potential future queen. You can trade off the whole of the right side of the board, but you keep that queen up your sleeve. We'll see a bit of a repetition here. The king go back, the knight will have to retreat, and then Vincent will go for it.
He might just put the king on maybe a slightly more ideal spot on that d6 point and then say that I'm going to force the same position.
Perfectionism.
Lovely call out.
Now, new queen, please. Or rook. Or probably a knight as well. Don't try a bishop. Like, they were just getting each other's way.
But it's legal.
It's a legal move.
Legal.
Yeah. Probably you could also wait and just push the H-pawn or something like that, but no, he's going to put a queen on the board.
Yeah, nothing
Principled.
fancy about it. A pawn for a knight there.
Yeah, I'm expecting handshakes any moment. Could happen right now as well. White has to fight against the black king stepping forward. But the thing is, you're going to run out of moves.
Yeah. But if the white king steps forward, the black bishop just retreats and waits until white has to give way. This one is almost over. Any second now, surely.
It's really unfortunate, the pawn formation that Vincent has with the 4v3 on the right side. He's trying to break it free open. You could even just ignore it, but I think he's going to try and trade those pawns.
Yeah, Sindarov not wanting to say goodbye to
Not
his
just
hopes
yet.
of third place just yet, which you can appreciate, the fighting spirit, leaving nothing to chance here. But Vincent, cool, calm, collected. He's going to attack the base of those pawn chains there on the right-hand side with the dark squared bishop.
And that is it. Either white needs to take a pawn and triple up his own pawns. That is just an ugly structure. Never going to create a new queen like that. Or the white king has to give way. And then the black king marches in. And yeah, that method will repeat itself until the black king is in and gobbling up those pawns.
Again, this last move, just pure perfection by Vincent Keimer. He's giving no chances at all.
Nothing to be done. We're waiting. The heartbeat is rising for Vincent, but he knows he's done all of the hard work. He can finally celebrate tonight, that third place.
And he does push the pawn. Sindarov does. It's only delaying the inevitable. Vincent can even step up with his king one step forward to that c5 square. Again, passing the ball to Javakir Sindarov, who's out of moves. He does it another way.
Just need to wait. A king alone cannot lose a move. Bishops can. And there we see a resignation from Sindarov. Vincent Keimer takes the win.
2-0. Vincent Keimer, after becoming our first Grand Slam champion all the way back in February in Weisenhaus. He will find a podium finish to conclude his 2025 Freestyle Chess Grand Slam season.
And what a year it's been for the German Grandmaster. Just impressive start to finish. Starting the year with a Weisenhaus victory, has gained over 50 points in his ratings, climbed up to world number 4, one of the best in the world currently, a true breakout year for him. And he finishes it off in style.